And we're live. There we go.
We're
What,
live.
what's going on, everybody? It's Brian here, B-Dubs Movie Hub. I am joined by my good friend, Greg. It is great to have you on this channel tonight. Greg and I have known each other for, I don't know, 15, 16 years at this point. So we love talking movies. We have the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise to rank this evening. So we're going to go through, we'll do that. I also have the giveaway. So if you joined the Instagram and you made a comment on that post, you're entered for the giveaway. We'll do a little wheel of spinning thing at the end, the wheel of names, whatever the hell that is. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about this franchise. I'm somewhat new to it, right? Like I've only had, prior to like watching it this month, I had only seen really the first one and then New Nightmare. But then when I was watching part two, I feel like it looked very familiar. So I may have watched part two at some point in my life. But I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. We do have Dave in the chat here. Let's see. What's he saying? Looking forward to live stream. Not a big fan of this franchise, but still watch it and support it. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. I know you're not a big horror guy, Dave, but I think you should give it a chance if you haven't seen it before. Yeah, I got you, Dave. I'll send you a photo for that live stream. We're setting up another live stream to do talking like TV shows. Let's see, Dave. I'll just show off all of Dave's comments here. He's looking forward to tomorrow. He's getting paid. Payday is always a good day. Wow, he's telling us all about his Legos. Oh, okay. Finally get that Master and Commander. Do you have that, Greg? Master and Commander? Did you ever pick that up?
No. I have to check that movie out at some point. I remember asking you if it's worth watching, and you said definitely yes.
Yeah, I could lend it to you if you want to borrow it, but it's a great movie. Get my ticket for the Running Man. I don't know if I want to see the new Running Man. I mean, I like Glenn Powell, but the Arnold Schwarzenegger one's such a classic.
It feels like one of those movies that just doesn't need
didn't need to be. Yeah, it didn't need a remake. Yeah,
because the original still, if you watch it now, it doesn't feel dated. Like it's still really good. So
yeah,
I'll probably watch it though, because I'll probably watch it.
yeah. I mean, we watch movies, so he's getting pizza tomorrow for Halloween. I'm gonna tell you, actually canceled the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arrow video box. Okay, yeah, you were saying that earlier on Instagram. And you were looking to pick something else up. Pre-ordered Wolf of Wall Street Steelbook. I got 3 likes already. All right, thanks. We got Obsessed with Horror here. How you doing? What's up? Thanks for coming in. Joel, Darkroom Reviews. Hey, evening, fellas. Love Nightmare on Elm Street and excited to see Robert Englund get his well-deserved Hollywood star. Yeah, they're working on. I saw some stuff on Instagram. They're working on that, like kind of getting that sidewalk ready for him. So that's gonna be real cool. And then Joel saying hey to Dave, and Dave saying hey to Joel. So we can kind of get started and just. I think we'll go through. We'll do our rankings. I know we each have them up on letterboxd, and then we'll do like a tiered ranking at the end. I have there's like a tier website where we'll do like almost like a letterboxd rating aggregate, and we'll tier them out into like 5 different tiers, and we'll bucket them out. But I figured first we can kind of go worst to first. If you want to kick us off, Greg, and tell us what's your least favorite.
Sure. So far and away, my least favorite of this franchise is the remake from 2010.
I'm with you on that. I'll tell you right now, it's at the bottom of my list as well. So
Yeah, so there's almost nothing about it that I think they got right.
Yeah.
They just tried to copy the original story,
Hmm.
and what they added. I won't get too into it, but what they added or what they focused much more in on was just unpleasant.
Yeah.
Um, I thought
Unpleasant's a good way to word it.
um, I thought Kyle Gardner was fine, but Rooney Mara, I don't know if that was an acting choice, if that was directing, if she just really didn't want to be there. But
It seemed like she didn't. Yeah, I mean, it was very dull, a very dull
yeah,
performance.
and which is such a weird contrast to what the original Nancy
Right.
was, which was kind of someone who had a lot of leadership aspects, a lot of strong-willed, and then
Mhm.
Rooney Mara's Nancy just seemed like a like just a dead weight.
Yeah, no, it's a good way to put it because yeah, I don't know. She just like kind of I don't know if it was like phoned in. Like I don't know. It was just not. It was a weird choice. She was emo. It was like I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't care for it. Jackie Earl Haley was all right, but I mean he's no Robert England.
no, he was a decent choice.
Yeah.
I wish they almost would have let him. I mean, let him. I don't know, the behind the scenes of the whole thing, but almost do more of his own take on
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
Um, I did the one thing that bothers me with the Dracula Hurley is uh, the makeup's okay, but the CGI on his face is
It was
just
awful.
it. It was awful in 2010 when I saw like it's not like it got dated.
Yeah.
And the worst,
Not that old. Yeah.
right, the worst offender of bad CGI in that movie is if you watch the original, and we'll get to the original at some point, but the scene
Mhm.
where he's coming through the wall
Yep.
over Nancy
I was. It was.
looks
Yeah.
fantastic in the original, and that
Yeah.
was just some sort of like spandex that they
Yeah.
just had, and then the CGI version in the remake is
Terrible.
awful.
Terrible. So obsessed with horror, hated the remake. Um, Dave says he's gonna get the standard edition Nightmare on Elm Street if it goes down to 50. That's what you have. Yeah, I was just saying you have that right behind you. Let me see if I can make you
Yeah,
large. I don't know how do I make you large. Oh, this way. Hold that up again. There you go.
and as we get into some of the other movies, I'll pull out. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I don't own the remake.
I don't either, and I
Yeah,
don't intend to. But
and I yeah.
as we get down here, I'll kind of show off. This is the set that I grew up with. The original VHS, well, not original. The when they re-released them, digital remastered,
Mm.
late '90s, early 2000s, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
that's a pretty cool set. I never had it. Um, and there's the DVD set too. Do you have that box set or no?
So when I originally got this, they released it both on VHS and DVD,
Mm.
and
Okay.
I got it from Suncoast, and they had to special order it for me. So I remember Suncoast,
I miss
and
Suncoast.
yeah. So at the time, though, as a few years passed and DVD got bigger at the time, I was upset at the time that I hadn't gotten the DVD. I got the VHS version, but
Okay.
now years later, I'm actually happy I got the VHS version because if I had gotten the DVD version, they would have gotten all scratched over the years. Probably wouldn't even
Right.
still have it. But this is to me a much cooler sort of relic than an old DVD set.
No, that is pretty cool. Going back to the remake. So what? I have a little file going that will. I'm going to average out our letterbox rating. Would you give that one on letterboxd?
I gave it a half a star because
Half a star
Letterbox
it
doesn't
is.
allow zero.
Yeah. I guess you could just not give it a. Can you just not select any stars and still log it?
Then I think it just looks like you just watched it.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't look like
I
you.
I gave it 1 star just because I mean it was a movie. They tried, um, but overall, not a very good entry into this franchise. Um, let's see. Obsessed with art. I stopped watching once Katie Cassidy got finished off. Okay. Drew's Movie Club. Hey, what's going on? The remake is pretty bad, yeah. And then we said I ended up selling my remake for $2. I mean, I'm surprised you were able to get $2 for it. I think, but that's not bad. All right, so what are there? There's 9 movies, right? So that's 9. What did you have ranked at 8?
My number 8 is Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
All right, we're 2 for 2 here, Greg.
You know, this ranking might end up coming out somewhat similar.
Very well. Well, we do have very similar tastes. Yeah, Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare at number 8. Let me see what I said about that one because I don't even remember what I. So that's right. So this one did use a little bit of the ideology from the first film, which I liked, and the practical effects were really good, but the acting was terrible. Whoever Tracy was, because I have her notated in my review that she was terrible. So, yeah, I almost kind of don't remember too much about this. I just watched these a few weeks ago, so that's how kind of forgettable it was. I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd, which I think is probably more than generous.
Yeah. I gave it 1.5. So
Okay.
we're almost in lockstep on that.
Yeah. I'm going to mark you down for that one. But what else do you have to say about
the whole vibe of this movie is weird. It's just it's just so different than everything that preceded it. Whereas the progression of 1 through 5, they get more cinematic and things as it goes on. But this movie feels like a complete left turn. It feels like whoever was involved in it were not involved in any of the other films.
Mhm.
It just has a totally different vibe. This is where they really, well, part 5 does too, but this is where they really start to try and over explain the backstory of Freddy.
Mhm.
And the comedy just got out of control in this one. The makeup in this one is horrendous.
Yeah,
This is
it's
this is
not as good as the other ones in this franchise. Yeah.
this is the worst of the makeups that they've done for Robert Englund. Robert Englund does the best he can.
Mhm.
Some terrible lines. You know, now you're playing with power. The only scene that sticks out to me as a great scene is nice hearing from you, Carlos. That whole segment.
That's right. It was the one with the hearing aid. That's right.
Yeah. So and then just strange things in this movie with like, he explains how he got his powers. He just says he got it from the dream people. And then that
Not very
ending
well written.
when they finally do kill him,
Mhm.
that whole sequence of his head coming towards the screen. I know they filmed it for terrible 3D, and
Yeah.
then those like fish things that are supposed to be the dream demons.
Yeah.
Like this is it. They just went, they jumped the shark way too far
Yeah.
on some of the things that they were trying to go for.
I tried watching it in 3D, but it was just bothering me, so I ended up
Yeah,
just
there's only
watching
a
it.
few scenes.
Yeah, because like I was like it was too noticeable that I was actually wearing the glasses because like I could just tell how like it wasn't really working. So
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna not do that. But yeah, it's definitely a forgettable sequel in the franchise. Obsessed with Horror was also surprised that he got at least $2 for the remake. Dave finally watched the live action How to Train Your Dragon. I really enjoyed it. I'm thinking about picking up the Steelbook from Groove. I haven't seen any of those, not even the animated ones. So, all right. I wonder if this might be where we start to differ. But what do you got at number 7?
Number 7, I have part 5, The Dream Child.
Okay. All right. I was wrong. I also have that at number 7. I gave that one 2 stars also.
Yeah, 2 stars from me.
And I think the only thing that really I think saved that was probably the best kill in the entire franchise.
The motorcycle.
The motorcycle. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's by far my favorite death in the franchise, and it's just so wild and well done.
Yeah. It's
But it couldn't save the movie. But
and from what I understand, it was inspired by I want to say it's a Japanese film, experimental Japanese film.
oh, really?
I have to. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'll think of it and send it to you. You'll see where they kind of got the ideas for that. You know, a man turning into a machine,
Yeah.
and it's
All
very
right.
similar. So yeah, that was definitely cool. I think the leads are fine. Lisa Wilcox is fine. I
Yeah, and
think
this was,
there's
I think,
I think
this was her second film, I think, right? In the
yeah,
franchise.
yeah,
Yeah.
she gets pulled it. She gets introduced in the fourth,
Hmm.
but I think there's better leads in the series. The the story's messy,
Hmm.
um, unfocused. It's just one of those ones, and it's also another one of those movies where they start to try and over explain too much,
Hmm.
and you kind of get too much into. Um, some of the things in his backstory just start to not add up with previous films. So it's not the worst, but it's to me one of the more. It's probably the most forgettable of the
Yeah.
entire franchise for me.
Yeah. Is this the one where she like works at the diner and there's this a scene that just keeps like kind of almost looping back like around 100 times where it's like she like they get in the truck and then they
Yeah,
leave. I found that kind of annoying.
yeah. They do something similar in Freddy's Dead with the map.
Yeah. What's up, Acres? I like part four the best. Okay, I don't think we haven't gotten to part four just yet, but um, that is it's a good one. Would
Okay,
Owen
look at
Wilson do a good Freddy? Here, let's show off part five here.
Evil has spawned. The makeup in this film is also pretty bad.
I remember the kid actor. I don't remember his name. He was actually in Jurassic Park. He was like in the very beginning of Jurassic Park.
Yes.
The when Sam Neill's talking about the raptor, but I don't know if Owen Wilson would make a good Freddy. Like I don't know who would be a good Freddy if they were to like do another remake. Yeah,
They probably just take one of the Scars guards.
yeah,
That's,
Bill. Yeah, it's Bill. Yeah, Bill
yeah,
Skarsgård.
they probably just put him in it because that's what that's their go-to now for
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
he's good.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst choice.
Yeah. All right, so that was Dream Child at number 7. I think you told me you gave that one 2 stars. Yeah. And then what do you got at number 6?
My number 6 is Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay. We differ here. I got part 2 at number 6.
Okay.
But why do you have Freddy versus Jason there?
This is almost tied with my next one. It's it's actually a movie I'm somewhat nostalgic for because I went to go see it with a friend at the time,
Hmm.
um, and went to the theater on a afternoon. I don't know what day of the week, but this is 2003. So I was 2003. So I was pretty young, early teens, maybe
Hmm.
13. Um, and we get into the theater. We bought tickets. I have to check to see if it was playing at the same time, but my memory is that we bought tickets to see Seabiscuit. Now that could be a false memory. I could be mixing something up because
Okay.
obviously we couldn't buy tickets for it, and
Right.
uh, and so we were like trying to like get in that theater, and we were kind of like hovering around the door. But the guy who worked there was standing, so we were just kind of waiting. And eventually, he kind of just went, "You guys here to see Freddy versus Jason?" We're like, "Yeah," and he just kind of went, "Go ahead." So that was cool. So that's my story of seeing Freddy vs. Jason.
That's funny.
It was really fun movie at the time. Still is fun. It's a little on the cheesy side. I
It's
understand
very,
why.
yeah, it's very cheesy. Yeah.
Some of the effects really didn't age well,
Mm.
um, but specifically that slug thing. Uh, but overall, yeah, it's a fun movie. It's to me, it's 3 stars. It's not a great movie. It's it's a party movie. It's
Yeah, let me mark you down for 3 for that one. Yeah, so it's funny because the next really 3 on my list are actually I have them all at the same rating, just you know different different spots. So here, Freddy versus Jason. Would you give it 3 stars?
3. Yep.
Okay. So I had part 2 there. I gave part 2 3.5 stars. So I still liked it. I thought it was still a good movie. Um, I know we were kind of talking off camera. There is a whole subtext to it, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting. There was some corniness with like the dance scene in the bedroom was just really corny. Um,
Yeah,
but
but that now iconic.
yeah, it is, and it's funny when so I watched Scream Queen, which is the documentary about Mark Patton, who stars in the movie, and all the controversy around that. And there's a bunch of stuff where I guess where he goes to like conventions and people were doing the dances at the conventions.
Yeah, yeah, and
um,
that's a good documentary and worth watching.
yeah, it's a great documentary. If anybody in the chat hasn't seen Scream Queen, check it out. But I like the practical effects, like the scene where Freddy's like basically coming out of out of his chest. Like I thought
Yeah,
that was kind of a really good, well done practical. Um, that's the one thing I think a lot of the movies in the franchise have really good practical effects, and I like talked about that a lot of like most of my letterbox ratings about how good they were. Um,
yeah,
so that one just stood out because you have him like his face kind of pushing out of the chest and
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I still liked it. Like I said, I gave it 3.5 stars, so I still think it's a good movie. I just ranked it a little bit lower than some of the others.
yeah. While we're on the topic, then I guess I'll just tell you my next movie is part 2
Okay, so you have
in
part
my
two,
ranking.
number 5.
Yep, with 3 stars.
Okay,
And this is a movie I go back and forth on. And there's times where to me it's like a 3 star. Sometimes it's like 3.5.
hmm
It kind of goes up and down. It's sort of an outlier in the series in that how Freddy's attacking and is very different.
hmm
Obviously, there's kind of that whole subtext to it. So
yep,
the approach is very different. Um, but then there's things like you said, the practical effects in it are incredible.
yeah,
I think the cast as a whole is actually really good. I think
uh,
Mark Patton's great. I think Kim
yeah,
Myers is great.
yep. No, you're
Um,
not wrong.
and I know I talked about how bad the makeup has been in some of the movies. This movie actually, in my opinion, has the best Freddy Krueger makeup. I
Yeah.
think. Um,
Well, so I feel like I might touch on that a little bit with part 1, but um, he was almost more visible. Like I feel like part 1, and we're going to get to that eventually when we get to it on our list, but he was almost more like in the shadows and just a lot of like you don't really see him that much.
yeah,
So I do feel like in part 2 you kind of get that first real look at Freddy, and I think it was a little bit more. It brought a little bit more of the comedy into the franchise than the first one.
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still at this point in the franchise very much, you know, more evil
hmm
than comedian.
Yep.
But he's just more vocal at this point. But uh, I this is what the movie loses me at the pool party scene. I just
Okay.
it did that just that whole part just doesn't click for me with everything else that happened in the movie. It just felt
Yeah, and now that you mention it, it is almost not just out of place, but it's a weird tone, and he's almost just kind of like running around, kind of like
yeah. It's a
yeah.
very personal movie. He's attacking the Jesse character so
Mhm.
specifically,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden now he's just out and he's just attacking everybody and just it's just it felt like the ending or the last big scene should have been something more Jesse focused and not.
yeah,
And I know that's not exactly how the movie ends. The movie goes on and has a different ending,
but yeah.
um, but that as sort of the climax of the movie doesn't really work for me.
Okay.
But besides that, I think that it's overall a solid movie. Like I said, it's one of those weird movies that you could ask me a month from now and I could tell you it's 3.5. It's or
Yeah,
some movies stuff.
it floats between them. Let's just get back to the chat here real quick. What is Dave saying? Might be seeing a movie this weekend. It's supposed to be really good, and Russell Crowe's in it, and they're saying he might get nominated for Best Actor. What's the name of it? What is the name of that one? Oh, here we go. The movie is called Nuremberg. Okay, I don't think I've heard of that one. I'll have to check that out. Um, Greg turned into a Freddy Krueger on a TV.
Yeah, I had to get up for a second there. So.
No, all good. All right, so number 5, you had part 2. Number 5 for me, I got the Dream Master. And again, I put that one. I gave that one 3.5 stars as well, and I liked it slightly more than part 2. The dog pissing fire to resurrect.
Give you the visual
Yeah,
on
here we
the
go.
VHS tape.
Yeah,
This tagline is "Pure evil never really dies," especially when dogs piss fire.
yeah. I thought that was a kind of an interesting way to resurrect him. Um, but I think I think England had a lot of fun in this one. He seemed to really kind of go all out. Just kind of reading some notes.
Yeah,
Leans
I
up
think
more
he
on
had
the
more freedom in this one. Is
yeah.
what I've heard.
I even read so this one I wrote, leans more on the comedy aspect, and it seemed to work pretty well. A lot of great kills and again special effects. I think at least in the first bunch with the special effects are always and the practical effects were always really good.
Yeah, this one is visually probably the coolest.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of interesting sort of psychedelic sort of
Yep.
the spinning and things like that. That's all really cool. I know this movie, the production of it was kind of strange.
Okay.
They brought in Rennie Harlan to do
Mm-hmm.
it. The script wasn't even really done. They are they kind of made it up in a lot of ways as they went
Oh,
along,
really?
which is why I
Okay.
think that Robert England got a little bit more freedom in that there wasn't as much uh, drilled down in terms of a script. Now, this is all just what I've heard and read. It's hard to,
Right.
um, but I guess I'll just say now my next movie on my list is Part 4, so
Okay.
we could just get it,
Yeah.
which I gave 3.5.
Yeah. So 3. All right. So I think we're both 3.5 on part 4. Yep. 3.5. Okay. Um, yeah. I don't know. It was good. Let me just jump back here. Uh, Dave is talking about this Nuremberg movie. World War II, Americans and British put the high-ranking Germans on trial for. I like World War II movies, so I'll probably check that one out.
Yeah, I think John Goodman's in it, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
I like John
I,
Goodman.
I could be wrong, but I believe he is.
Acres of Movies asks, "Does your town have an Elm Street?" Probably. I don't know.
Well, as Freddy Krueger says, I believe Freddy's dead. Is every town has an Elm Street.
Every town has an
Um,
Elm Street.
my hometown has an Elm. I don't know if it's Elm Street. It might be like Elm Road or Elm Place, but
Yeah,
there's an Elm.
I'm sure there's an Elm somewhere in my town. Yeah. Let's see. Russell Crowe plays a high-ranking German in the movie. Obsessed with horror, loves your VHS tapes. So
Thank you. They are a prized possession of my
yeah,
childhood.
you do get like a. I know they have like Malco protectors for like individual VHS, but I wonder if they have one for like that whole box set.
Yeah, I should get something to kind of protect. I also have all my old. I have a lot of my old VHS. I have the whole Friday the 13th as well.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Christy was great. Ben Foster. What are we talking about?
Are we,
I don't know what.
Christy,
Ben,
Kristen, like the Tuesday night character, maybe.
maybe.
Um,
But Ben
who's,
Foster is more of it wasn't in that. He's more of like a more current actor. Rennie Harlan wife. Russell Crowe, Rami Malek, Michael Shannon, and Colin. It does have a good cast. It's gonna send the trailer. Would you rather go on a dark ride or Motel Hell or New Nightmare? I don't know. What do you think?
maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. So go on a dark ride.
Or Motel Hell or New Nightmare?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. If you could explain what you mean, Acres, let us know. I have a recent story. A few weeks ago, I was coming home from a horror con and we pulled over and I saw that Elm Street was where we were. I looked up and down, already expecting to jump out. Thank you, Brian. You just reminded me about something I need to. Yes, you're welcome, Dave. I actually need to get some. I don't have any Malco protectors for any of my steelbooks. Christie, new movie, boring. Oh, in the newest, I guess in the remake maybe. I have a Freddy Krueger Crunk Pop signed by Robert Englund. I cherish that thing. I met him once at a convention in Atlanta. And I didn't get a picture with him, but I got an autograph. So I did have him sign a Freddy Krueger picture, like 8x10. I need to find that. It got packed away because that was from 2016, I think. So it's in a bin somewhere. I got to get that out and hang it up here in the room. Boring movie. Yeah. All right, let's go back real quick to the rankings. So Dream Master was number 5 for me, and then number 4 for you was Dream Master, right?
Yep, yeah, 3.5 stars. This is very much the movie that it's clear at this point that they're pushing Freddy as like a pop culture icon. Yeah. I think they called it the MTV Nightmare because it's because I think Rennie Harlan too. They pulled him in because he was, if I'm not, and I'm kind of just speaking off memory. That could be correct, but he was a music video director mostly.
I think he did a lot of that back in like the 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
So they brought him in to kind of move the movie towards that sort of demographic.
Yeah.
Which I think, obviously it worked.
Right. All right, Mr. M, have a good night. Appreciate you stopping by. If you're doing what you're over there, I'd love to enter, but no worries if I can't, I'll catch you. I'll get you in there. Don't worry, Mr. M. I'll add you to the list. Just put him down for that. All right, so then for number 4, I have Freddy versus Jason, and I also gave that 3.5 stars. So I know you kind of already touched on it, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun. I didn't care for who's the chick from Destiny's Child that was in it?
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland. I feel like I didn't really care for her. Um,
Her acting career kind of seemed to stop after this, and it's not
yeah,
surprising. She's a great
but
singer, but being a
yeah,
great being a great musical artist doesn't necessarily
doesn't
translate
always.
to being.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Jason Ritter. I liked it. I liked him, and I thought he was good. Um, and then Monica Keena, I guess, is the lead actress. I thought she was pretty good as well. Obviously, this one I think being coming out in what 03 had a little bit more CGI in it than some of the OGs, but I don't know. Overall, I thought it was a lot of fun. I hadn't seen it before a few weeks ago, and I feel like kind of like an ass that I never watched it because I just feel like it's to bring the two, probably arguably two of the most iconic horror villains into a movie.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. It was cool. I thought it worked pretty well
yeah. And
for what
I
they did.
thought everything was done pretty well. It was cool to see. I don't know the actor's name, uh, but he was in A Christmas Story, the bully in A Christmas Story.
Yes. Here, I'll pull it up. He played the brother. He was a very small part. What the hell's his name?
Scott Farkas.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Zach
So
Ward is the actor's name. But yeah,
Zach Ward. Yeah. So
Farkas. Yeah, Farkas was the character in Christmas Story.
yeah. So he was. It was cool to see him in there. So overall, the cast is fine. It's a corny movie, so it does. Kelly Rowland unfortunately does stand out as the sort of bad actress.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's fully her fault because some of the lines are pretty bad.
she had some pretty rough lines. Yeah, that's true.
Um, so I don't know if it's fully her fault, uh, but neither here nor there.
Yeah,
It's a fun one, and
it.
to keep up the topic of the makeup when Freddy goes into the demon Freddy,
Mhm.
everything turns red. I think is one of the
Yes.
coolest looks they ever did with Freddy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Uh, Dave wants to be entered. All right, Dave, I got you. And then let me just mark him down. I'm gonna throw in Acres of Movies too, just because I don't think you joined, but you're here. So let me just pop these guys in. Uh, we're gonna do this wheel of names a little bit later on, toward the end of the stream. We'll bring that up. All right, so now I believe that puts us into the top three. Right? That was number 4.
Yep. Now we're getting into the really good stuff. From here on out, are these are movies I love and are
Uh, I agree. To be honest with you, I could probably flip flop number 2 and number 3 on my list and be fine with it. But I'm going to stick with what I have here. So, what do
okay.
you have? What do you have at number 3?
At number three, and I'm so sad to say that I don't know where the VHS tape went for this one. Is Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Okay.
This time, staying awake won't save you is the tagline for this one.
All
Um,
right.
and to keep the theme going, the redesign that they did for this to me is perfect because he's not really Freddy; he's a
Right.
demon kind of posing as Freddy.
Right.
So they're sort of redesigned to me. It works. I think it's terrifying the look of it. So um, I think everything about this movie is really well done. It was
Absolutely.
ahead of its time. Uh, I have it at 4 stars. Really, uh, part of me says this might be 4.5 for me.
So,
Now I'm thinking about it, so I might up my ranking on Letterboxd to 4.5 because I recently rewatched it when this 4K set came out, and I was reminded just how ahead of the curve this movie was.
yeah, I love it. It like I said prior to kind of watching, I really haven't shown any of these off, but I have, the Steelbook box set kind of sitting here. But I'll pull that one out. But I mean, this is the same kind of that same little design as the VHS, but
Yeah.
I
That's
thoroughly
exact.
enjoyed it. The whole meta aspect of it, like you said, just ahead of its time. Bringing back Heather Langenkamp was great. You had little Miko Hughes in there, who was kind of
Yeah.
like he was in like the original Pet Cemetery. Like he was
Yeah.
like this little kid actor, like all these like
He was in a
classic
lot of
horror.
stuff then. Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was a Kindergarten Cop. He was
I think
Full
he was.
House, I think.
He's
So,
done Full House. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff when he was younger.
so
Um,
and real quick before we jump from him, the that play set that he goes on top of in the movie,
yes.
he he has that in his
No
yard. He
way.
took it, yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
he kept that as sort of like a token for this movie. So
That's fantastic. So yeah, I agree with you. I gave New Nightmare 4.5 stars, but it's actually number 3 on my list is Dream Warriors, and again, I could probably flip that with New Nightmare and be fine with it. I just for me, New Nightmare was the only other one I had really ever seen prior to watching all the other ones, so I have a little bit more memory of it. So that's why I ranked that one a little bit higher. But yeah, for me, part 3 at number 3, it's just such a wild movie, and like I love the atmosphere of it with like the hospital, and I think Langenkamp's in this one too. Yeah, Langenkamp comes back in this one. Um, Patricia Arquette, Lawrence Fishburne, like the cast alone, like
he was credited as Larry Fishburne.
he was great as Larry Fishburne. Yeah, yeah. I like the atmosphere. I like the hospital setting. I thought a lot of like the dream sequences were just really fantastic. Again, I can go all night about the practical effects in these movies. I mean, they're just so good. Um, the needles on his fingers. I don't know. There was a lot of fun stuff in part 3, and I gave that 4.5 stars too. That's why, like I said, either one could be 2 and 3 on my list. But yeah, I gave that one 4.5 also.
Yep, yeah, and that's 4.5 for me, and that's my number two. So we can
Your
talk
number
about
2,
both these movies since we kind of have them
right
split
there.
at 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Um, the part 3 is almost a perfect movie. I think one of the strongest things about part 3 that it gets right that a lot of movies of its era and even to this day don't have is all the sort of side characters because they have to bring in all these sort of teenage
hmm,
characters. None of them just feel like fodder. They
right.
all have a personality,
Yep.
something you can kind of take from each of them. Um, no one's specifically generic. Everybody's memorable. Nancy Thompson's character, coming back,
Hmm.
uh, is was great. I think this is the movie that kind of starts going into Freddy's backstory, but I think this movie does it really well.
Yeah.
When the actor who looks like Bill Maher, I don't know his name,
The actor.
um, when he
The, oh,
starts
the
seeing,
yeah, the
yeah,
doctor guy. Yeah.
when he starts seeing the nun, um,
Hmm.
and
It's Craig Wasson is the actor. I
okay,
have it up. Yeah.
um, he kind of learns some of the backstory there, and it's the only thing that doesn't age well for me. The effects are awesome.
Hmm.
It just feels out of place. Is the battle with the skeleton?
Yeah. Okay.
It just feels like it's uh, Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. It doesn't
so,
really fit. Yeah.
but the rest of the movie, I think, is fantastic. I think it has some of the most memorable lines.
Hmm.
Freddy's funny, but still demented. It's not
Right.
just comedy.
Hmm.
Obviously, Welcome to Prime Time is a iconic,
Yeah.
iconic scene.
Probably my second favorite kill in the entire franchise.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I literally put it as my avatar for this.
Yeah.
you know. um, and I think Philip, the death of Philip, is so disturbing and really well done idea where they pull his tendons out of him,
Yes.
uses it as puppet strings.
Yes. That was very inventive.
Yeah,
And again, with like the makeup and the practical effects on that, and obviously how he ends up dying in that scene. I mean, that whole scene was very well done.
yeah. The whole sequence from the beginning where the doll on the wall morphs into him,
Hmm.
and then he enters the
Yeah.
room that way, and then so I think that's and this movie really kind of goes does a really good job at sort of kind of prying into that sort of teenage sort of trauma
Hmm.
and adults not taking them seriously
Yeah.
and the things going on. I think this movie kind of really does the best job, probably, out of the whole series of sort of shining a light on that, which was a point that a lot of these movies were kind of leaning towards before they went into like more of a comedic tone.
Yeah.
Even the first movie, Wes Craven was trying to like kind of zone in on some of those things.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly. Obsessed with Horror said he liked the girl from Ginger Snaps in Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, she's done a bunch of horror. Catherine Isabel, is that her name? I think. Um, she was in. What did I watch with her recently? See No Evil 2. She was in that.
wow.
Yeah, not a great movie.
How'd you spend your Friday night?
Double feature, baby. Come on. I actually probably did watch them on a Friday night.
Is that the one with Kane,
Yeah,
the wrestler? Yeah.
yeah. I got them from a YouTube friend, bearded film guy, Chris. He lives here in New Jersey. I met up with him last month, and he was selling some stuff from his collection, and I was like, I'll take those off your hand. Um,
What I like about part three, like this, is so on the cover you can tell this cover was designed later because they have Patricia Arquette, um, Heather
yep,
Langenkamp,
yep,
and Lawrence Fishburne as the three characters on the front.
yeah. And
Now
he's not even like
anybody who's seen the movie will tell you he is a barely a character.
he's a side character. Yeah. So
Yeah, he is.
this is the steelbook cover for part three. So it's
Okay, yeah, that's the original paintings for
okay.
the posters. I think are awesome, and this
Yeah,
set they got rid of those, but I thought those were awesome.
yeah. I don't think I showed off really. I haven't showed any of these. I mean, I did a whole unboxing of these, but part two. I'll show off part four because I don't think I showed this one off. So these were all like the original artworks or something. Something to that effect. I actually like this one.
Yeah, that is a better poster than the movie.
Yeah. This one is actually my least favorite.
Is
It's
that Freddy's Dead?
yeah,
Or
it's
is that,
just as bad as the movie.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
That movie's got some really bad
yeah.
parts. The Wizard of Oz. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get back to the chat here real quick before we move on to number one, which we all know is what that's going to be. It's coming out. It's not a remake. They're redoing it because I guess comics organized version is nowhere near close to the book. All right, that's fair. And it's supposed to be much closer to the book. Yeah, I mean, and that happens. What movies are you looking forward to seeing in November? God, I don't even know what's coming out in November. Um, yeah, I don't. I have to look. I'm not sure what's coming out. There's needles. Oh no, I don't do well with needles. Oh, for part three, yeah, it wouldn't that scene wouldn't be good for you. Obsessed with horror, saying hi to everybody here. Let's see. What did you think of the new Scream trailer? I actually didn't watch it, and I'm not gonna watch it because I'm really behind on that franchise. Um, and I have to see all of the newer ones, so I don't want to see any kind of like spoilers from the other like the newer Scream movies. So I haven't watched the trailer yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, talk about Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell. Hey, Flicks and Pixels, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. We're doing all right. All right, so I think the overall consensus number one is number one. um,
The OG.
yeah. So here, I'll show. You could show yours,
Yep.
and then I'll show mine. Which again, I like this design on there, but I mean, you don't have this franchise without the first movie. I gave it 5 stars. It's just a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
it's iconic. I'm assuming you gave it 5 stars as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 stars. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
One of the most important movies in my cinematic upbringing. I almost have nothing negative to say about it. I think it's near a perfect movie. What they did on the budget they had is
Yeah.
incredible. I think all the characters in it are excellent.
Everyone's fantastic. Yeah.
The whole
Young
cast.
Johnny Depp and
Yep.
Heather
John
Langenkamp
Saxon.
is John Saxon. It's a great actor.
Amanda Weiss as Tina
Mhm.
is, and they set up. Now we know it. It's Heather Langenkamp is iconic
Mhm.
now, but the time they set it up, he did almost specifically kind of did a Hitchcock kind of thing where you were supposed to think that Tina was the main character.
And it's funny because when I was rewatching it a few weeks ago, I was like, yeah, she's actually in. The focus is on her for the
Yeah,
first part of the film up until her death,
yeah,
and it almost it made it seem like it was going to be kind of her story, and then it kind of switches gears a little bit. But again, again a lot of the effects were good. We talked about it a little bit earlier with like him coming out the wall, which
yeah,
was fantastic. Um, Even just
yeah,
some of the scenery with like when she's dreaming in the school and you have
yeah.
Tina in the body bag. I mean, it's just like iconic um, scene there. And I think that was one of the ones they kind of copied directly in the remake. Was basically very similar with that school scene.
With not nearly the same effect.
No, not even close.
Um, the Tina scene is to me probably the best in the franchise, and it's the first death in the franchise.
Like the first
Um,
major death in the bedroom. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's brutal. I mean, you
Oh yeah,
rewatch it. I mean, it is like for 1984, especially. I mean,
yeah.
it is a really brutal. I mean, they hold that camera on her, and you just have to watch her just.
It's dark. It's very
Um,
dark. Compared to like if you think about like where it went, with like the motorcycle kill and the TV kill and Welcome to Primetime, bitch, like how like corny and like cheesy comedy those were compared to that scene from the first movie that is brutal and dark and just it's almost hard to watch.
yeah,
It's almost hard to watch. Yeah.
and how they did it is even more interesting. They because of the budget and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They just built a room in a box, and then just slowly spun the room
Yep.
so that she would slide up the wall. And I think there was like a corner cut out or something so that what was it Rod could be in the
Mhm.
corner, like
Right, because he had to kind of
not
like be like kind of
yeah.
quivering, yeah, on the side, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. If Freddy Krueger made another versus movie, who would you like to see him battle?
Art the Clown would be interesting.
Yeah, there was always talk about doing like an Ash, right?
Yeah,
Ash versus Freddy versus Jason, or Ash versus Freddy versus Michael, like a kind of like all like three. Um, I think if you're going more modern, yeah, I think you're right. I think Art the Clown would be an interesting.
Yeah, because he's the closest to like that type of horror icon that has come
Yeah.
out in the last 10 years.
Hey, Basement Blues, Tony's here. What's going on, Tony? Thank you for stopping by. Dave talking about his movies coming out in November. Predator, Badlands. Yeah, that's on my list. Running Man, Wicked for Good, Zootopia too. Wicked for Good, I'll wait and I'll watch that when it hits Disney. I probably won't watch that in theaters.
Yeah, let
But
me take a
Predator,
look.
Badlands is definitely on my list to see.
Let me take a look at the November lineup. I still have to see Black Phone 2.
I haven't heard good things, but I wanted to see that too.
I've heard it's very divisive. There's some people saying that it's incredible and it's
Oh,
better than
really?
the first one, and then
Okay.
there's some people saying that it's not even worth watching. So, I'll check it out. And I do want to see Shelby Oaks.
Yeah,
That's
I need to
Chris
see Shelby
Stuckman's
Ogres.
movie.
Yeah, I do want to see
I am
that. I know
interested in seeing
Dave
it.
actually saw that the other day. I saw he posted his review on Letterboxd. Obsessed with Horror says, I would love to see Freddy Krueger have a dialogue battle with Chucky or Leprechaun. Leprechaun would be interesting for sure.
Robert, unfortunately, they've kind of aged out, but
Yeah,
have Robert Englund and Warwick Davis in character
yeah, that'd be
together
fantastic.
would be awesome.
Yeah,
Um, Nuremberg. Just taking a look at the movies coming out. Keeper.
yes,
That's the movie of the
that's
month for
the
me.
Osgood, right? Osgood
Yes,
Perkins. Yes,
yeah, that's the movie to see next month.
that
I,
looks
I
creepy as
very
shit.
yeah. Um, Wicked for good. Yeah, I mean, there's a few interesting things coming out.
Yeah,
But that's the movie that's like need to see that one.
yeah. I think with what he's been doing with Long Legs and the Monkey, um, he's kind of up there with.
Yeah, I liked the monkey. I don't think I liked it as much as you did,
I
but
loved it. Yeah.
but he's definitely put himself in that sort of.
Did we see that together?
No, that's the night I couldn't. I had to drop
I
out
saw with
late,
Ethan.
and you had to
Yeah,
go with Ethan.
yeah, I saw with Ethan.
Um,
Yeah,
but he's definitely put himself on that list of like directors that they don't even tell you anything about the movie in the trailer, and I don't need
right.
to know anything. Osgood Perkins is directing it, so I'm going to go see it.
Yeah. All right. So, what I've been doing kind of off to the side here is a little Excel spreadsheet because I'm an Excel nerd with our letterbox ratings, and if I sort this highest to lowest, our rankings really aren't that. Yeah, it's not that far off. So you have the Nightmare on Elm Street number 1, Dream Warriors number 2, New Nightmare number 3, Dream Master, Freddy's Revenge, Freddy versus Jason, Dream Child, Freddy's Dead, and then that shitty remake at the end. But what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen here. I hope.
Yeah, I don't think either of us had any major left field.
Yeah, I think, like you said,
Spots.
We were kind of spot on with that. I'm trying to share my screen and do two things at once here, and it's not doing what I wanted to do. Now, this is
Yeah,
where
I'm sure some people would disagree with my Freddy vs. Jason ranking. As much as I think it's a fun movie, I have it somewhat low. But
yeah,
besides that, I think my rankings probably mostly lockstep with the general consensus.
yeah. So I've never used this tier maker site, so I thought this was kind of cool. I've seen a couple other people use it. So we've got 5 tiers. So you have a Dream Come True, which is your top tier, Sweet Dreams, Nightmare Fatigue, Dreams Gone Wrong, and Total Nightmare. So based on our letterbox rankings, let me minimize. I gotta make this smaller so I can do this on multiple screens here. So we would both agree that the remake goes at the very bottom as a total nightmare.
Yeah, that movie's a disaster.
Yeah, and then we have Freddy's Dead and Dream Child. Is this one Dream Child? This one's Dream Child. In this tier here. And then we've got the middle of the Nightmare Fatigue is what I called this one. So here we've got Freddy's Revenge. So we got part 2 and Freddy versus Jason. And then we've got Dream Master here. And that's the only one in tier 2. And then all of the other ones. So part 1, part 3, and New Nightmare we have in our top tier. That's
All
just
three?
again, yeah, all 3 of those based on our letterbox ratings because we gave them 4.5 to 5 stars.
The Heather Langenkamp trilogy.
Yeah, so she made the difference. But yeah, I don't know. I've never used this site before. I might do some more like tier.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. I know. Cody Leach does.
Cody Leach has done it. Yeah, I watched
yeah.
a couple of his. So I might use this in the future. I think it's kind of neat. But that would be our tiered ranking based on just going on our letterboxd rating and rankings.
What do you think, if you don't know, if you haven't seen the numbers, the highest grossing film in this franchise and the lowest grossing?
So I haven't seen the numbers. If I had to guess, I would say the highest grossing would be Freddy versus Jason.
Yep, correct.
The lowest grossing, the remake?
No, that's the second highest.
Well, yeah.
Now I don't know. I don't know if how much of these are adjusted for inflation or anything. It also opened in way more theaters in 2010. Obviously, that
fair enough. Yeah,
a lot more multiplexes and things. Yeah. Unfortunately, the lowest grossing, and it's just going to show you how ahead of its time it was. People were not ready for this movie. New Nightmare.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was probably, you're talking 94, so this franchise is really dead in the water at that point.
Right.
And it's also a strange concept that I think it was just slightly too early for. The next generation would kind of take it and run with it from the same director,
right?
When Scream would come out.
Yeah, that's interesting. What's going on, Luke? How you doing? Thank you for popping in the chat here. I disagree with it, but it is your list. So yes, I think he's talking about Freddy versus Jason because he made a comment before when it was a little lower on your list.
Yeah, these movies had to go somewhere in the ranking. Yeah. I'm nostalgic for it. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
My spot in this ranking is not a negative review. It, so.
Yeah. You still gave it 3 stars?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a solid ranking. Dave was not a fan of long legs. I think it. I don't know. I think I loved it. I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage he's one of my favorite actors. I mean, I talk about him on my channel all the time. And I thought he was so good and so creepy.
And what's crazy is how good he was in that, and I don't even think he was the best performance in the movie.
No, well, Micah Monroe was.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, just sort of playing that sort of off-kiltered, something's up. You can't quite put your finger on it, like what's going on with this character. Yeah. Really, really well done.
So they said it was as good as Silence of the Lambs, and that's bullshit. So I don't know if I heard that it was as good as Silence of the Lambs. When I did my review of it, I just said that it kind of took some, it was very similar to Silence of the Lambs. I definitely don't agree with it being better than Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs is one of the greatest movies ever made. But I really enjoyed it. And I only have 3 movies I'll be seeing in December. My number 1 most anticipated movie of the whole year: Avatar, The Housemaid, Marty Supreme. I actually want to see all 3 of those. Dave.
Interesting. I'll have to disagree with you guys on Avatar. I couldn't care I know people love it.
I'm invested at this point. So
I just don't get it. Um,
yeah.
but to each their own. I'm sure not everybody's gonna be as interested as I am in Keeper.
Yeah. No, Keeper is definitely up there for me. Obsessed with Horror goes. How was that the second highest? Man, I bet a lot of people were requesting a refund. Yeah,
Yeah.
for a remake, yeah, shitty remake for sure.
There's also there's a lot more theaters, and it was
Hmm.
still
Different time, yeah,
it's 2010, so it's really just before streaming really took off.
yeah,
So teenagers, I was 2010. I was a junior in college, so people still went to the movies on Friday night,
yeah,
and you saw whatever was out. Like it wasn't like pick and choose like we do
right,
now when you want to go. It's like we're going out to the movies. It's Friday night. Remember going to the theater and then like looking at the board to see what's playing at what time,
yeah,
and then hoping it wasn't sold out by the time you got to the ticket booth,
yeah,
and then getting into the theater
and try to find a seat.
and the theater's almost full, so you have to like find a seat
Yeah,
and split, potentially even split the party in half to
yeah,
be able to sit.
we got it good now. I don't know why people hate going to the movies.
It's it's funny. The experience is better,
Yeah,
but people go less. But
well,
there
it's more expensive.
there was something about the vibe of the movie theater on a Friday night back in the day
Yeah,
that just
opening
doesn't
night. Yeah,
seem to exist anymore.
yeah,
Maybe that's just my nostalgia brain
yeah.
talking. I'm looking at the December listing. I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me personally for what I'm interested in. Um, Besides the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake.
I didn't even know there was a remake coming out.
Yeah.
Did they
Uh,
already remake that movie?
no, you're thinking of the one with David Harbour.
Well, that was Violent Night.
Yeah.
And there was a Silent Night with Joel Kinnaman, but I know that's not, it wasn't a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there was Santa's Sleigh. There's a lot of
Santa's
Christmas
Sleigh
themes.
was great. So
Um,
bad. It's like one of those. It's so bad. It's good. I love Long Legs, but I swear if Nicolas Cage starts singing "Happy Birthday to Me," I'm running. Yeah, I'm with you on that. He was just so creepy. The reason why I did not like Long Legs is because they were saying this movie was as good as Silent Slams, and it was definitely not true. Yeah, I didn't really hear it. Like I said, I didn't hear that. I did. I only compared it to it because it was a similar like vibe. Every time I saw previous were on TV, it was streaming services out, so they're compared to. Oh, all right. Hey, what's going on, Adam? Everybody in the chat, if you guys aren't subscribed to Adam, Collector Movie Man, Obsessed with Horror, go subscribe to each other, um, because you got a lot of great content creators in the chat here. Luke Ponto's out there. He does some good stuff. So, Adam, if you're here, I'll bring up our tiered ranking again because I know you're a little late, but here's our tiered ranking of really good to really bad. So you're not finding anything for December, huh?
no, and my I'm trying to see the director, Mike P. Nelson.
Mike P. Nelson. I don't know who that is.
He did the Wrong Turn remake a few years back, which I have not seen. So
I've only ever seen the first Wrong Turn. I
yeah,
didn't see any of the other 7
I
sequels.
I have the little box set of and it's on my list to watch them. I heard some of the sequels get pretty rough though.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Adam was watching. The new. How does it look? New Edward Scissorhands 4K. I haven't decided if I'm going to upgrade that or not. All right. We've been at this for a little over an hour now. I feel like we kind of blew through through that. But that was a lot of fun to talk about this franchise
Yeah, I mean,
and
I could talk about it.
ad nauseum,
For,
right?
yeah,
I know how
especially
much you love it. Yeah, I think for me, like again, being a little bit newer to watching most of these, I really want to watch them more. Like now that I've like finally seen all of them,
yeah,
like I want to make it a point to watch them. Like maybe not every year, but like every couple of years, just kind of watch the entire franchise again, straight through, or not even
yeah,
straight through. Maybe I'll mix it up. I'll watch it my favorite to my least favorite.
yeah. I rewatched quite a few of them since this collection came out. I really wanted to see how some of them looked in 4K, and
Yeah.
they look great. Um,
What's the 4K set that you have? I'm gonna put you up on the big screen here for you to show that off because I don't think I've really seen it.
yeah, it's actually I like it more than I thought I was gonna. I still wish I'd gotten the set you had gotten.
Yeah, well,
Unfortunately, that sold out in 2 seconds.
yeah.
So here's your slip cover. Pretty basic slip cover.
Mhm.
Um,
Is it like a fold out or oh, it's like a just a
yeah,
thicker emery case? Okay.
I do like the red.
The red's cool.
Then you get the 3D glasses in here. I did not
Yep.
use them when I
Yeah.
watched them, so they're in
I,
their plastic wrap and they'll remain there.
yeah. I
And
tried.
then it's just your basic sort of flip.
Yeah.
You know,
Just they fan out. That's cool.
but but
It's nice. Yeah.
as far as Blu-ray cases go, like standard, you know, big studio Blu-ray cases that are usually awful quality.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. Um, it's certainly not as good as the steelbook set that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love this thing. I feel like this for just being the collector that I am. I think it made sense for me to grab this. I'm a big steelbook guy, so I wanted to grab that. Let's see. Jump back to the chat here real quick. What's everyone's thoughts on Rabid with Marilyn Chambers? I really just saw it on the Joe Bob. I don't think I've seen that.
I haven't watched it yet.
Was there
I do watch Joe Bob,
was
so
there a Scream
I'll get to
Factory
it eventually.
release recently? So I thought I saw Rabid somewhere. Maybe it was Scream Factory.
Shout Factory
Yeah,
has it.
Shout
Yeah,
Factory. Yeah,
or I guess it'd be Scream for
yeah.
that release. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Treatment really stronger, but there's a side effect. Interesting. So it sounds like it's just this is solely based off of the synopsis, and it could be way different, but it seems like it has some similarity or at least some sort of Venn diagram, if you will, with the substance.
Which one? Rabid?
Yeah, so it
Oh,
says
interesting. Okay.
the character works in fashion, hoping to be a designer. Traffic accident damaged her face. She gets an experimental stem cell treatment, leaving her stronger and prettier than ever. But there's a side effect.
Okay. All right. I'm in. Adam says that Edward, this is regarding Edward Scissorhands. It's good for the most part of the film, but there are some out of focus shots, no new special features. Cough, cough, Disney. But you do get a Dolby Atmos track. It's not needed unless you're a massive fan like me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Dell, what's going on, Dell? Thank you for stopping by for even if it was just for a minute. Can't stay, but wanted to pop in and hit that like button. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dell. Eli, what's going on, man? I appreciate you stopping by as well. Always good to see you in the chat. I wanted to watch Ken at Mid Level Media, his review of Edward Scissorhands. I think that will definitely think you will make your decision for you. All right, I'll have to check that out. I haven't watched Ken's review yet. They just did a remake of Rabid. WWE superstar CM Punk is in it. That's interesting.
Is that the one I'm looking at?
Maybe that's one.
Whichever one I'm looking at is from 2019. So,
Okay.
so I would think they didn't do a remake that fast. But CM Punk.
Yes, don't forget to
IMDb
slash
is
that like button and sub to this awesome channel. Thank you. I appreciate that, Eli.
Okay, yeah, it must be. There's a 1977 version.
So the CM Punk is the remake. The 2019 one is the remake.
I'm shocked I haven't seen the original because it's a David Cronenberg movie, and usually David Cronenberg is in my wheelhouse.
Let me see. I'm pulling it up real quick too on my phone. It's called Rabid. No, that's not how you spell Rabid. 1977 Cronenberg.
Yeah, this is the one with Marilyn Chambers.
Okay, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, I saw this on Scream Factory, Shop Factory, whatever you want to call it. And then yeah, there's a remake in 2019 that stars Laura Vandervoort. So yes, people, don't forget to smash that like button. I can't see how many likes we're up to. If anybody wants to yell that out, that's in the chat. I'm not sure. I can't see on StreamYard. I see how many people are watching, but I can't see the likes.
7,000. The stream has gone viral.
I don't know about that. I don't know if we've had about 7 people, I think, tops in here, maybe 10. I got 12 likes. Thank you, Adam. Here, we got 12 in here. I appreciate it. Again, everybody that has stopped by in the chat to watch two dudes rant and talk about their love of Nightmare on Elm Street. It's always fun. What do we say? Let me see if I can. How do I stop sharing this? Stop this screen. I'm gonna try to add the wheel, and we're gonna do the giveaway. Like, people have been waiting all night, so let me bring this up here. All right. So again, if you saw my Instagram post, you had to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I had a few late entries in the chat here, so I don't know. There's a decent amount of people that are up for the drawing here. If they're not in the chat, it's fine. If you win, I will reach out to you on Instagram for the digital code. And again, it's the entire 7-film set on digital. So here we go. We're gonna click spin, and we're gonna see who wins this. And it is a guy named Brian, but not me. So I'm not gonna try to pronounce his Instagram name. That's why I put his real name in there. But I will reach out to you on Instagram, and I will send you the digital code. Congratulations.
Okay, so I have a little bit of a special announcement.
Okay.
We're actually giving away 2 of these.
All right.
Because I do not use my digital codes for movies.
All right.
So you can spin that wheel again.
All right, let me
get our second winner. I'll send you my digital code thing.
Okay, let me write down Brian here first. This is Brimsibed. Brit BRIM Brimikbed. I don't even know how to pronounce that. All right, so let me remove him so he doesn't come up again. All right, so look at that. We get a guest on the show, and he's going to give away his digital code as well. So we got 2 winners tonight. So let me see this stupid ad. Stop it. All right, I'm going to spin it. And we've got Son of Haven 98, Michael. All right. That was close. It looked like it was going to be somebody else.
Congratulations, Michael. Brian, I'll send you a picture of the little slip.
Yeah, send me a screenshot, and then I'll forward it over to Michael here. So I love this like little wheel of fun. It's how we did our fantasy football draft order. I used that, put everyone's name in there, and just spun around.
How's your team doing? Yeah, hanging in there.
Yeah, much better than I was on like a 3-game losing streak, and now I'm on a 3-game winning streak. I'm in 3rd place.
All right.
I play Will this weekend, and he's in 4th place at the same same record, so I need to beat him. Otherwise, he's gonna show me. How's your team?
Good. I'm third place in both leagues. So.
Nice. There you
But
go.
one league, I feel really good about the team I have. So
Nice.
we'll see how it goes.
I've made some trades. I got a trade going through tomorrow with someone, so should help me for this weekend. So hopefully I can beat Will. Sorry, Will, if you're watching this after the fact.
What's up, Will?
We are at 15 likes. Says with her saying congrats. Yes, congrats to the two winners again. If you guys watch this after the fact, I will be reaching out on Instagram to send you the digital codes. I got to take the one out of this box. So a lot of people, the funny thing about, I don't know how it was with the non-Steelbook set, but the Steelbook set, people were getting more than one digital code. So I know someone that got 5. I got 2. And somebody had reached out to me on my unboxing video. And he's like, can I have one of them? And I was like, fuck it, why not? So I gave that guy one. And then when I hit 350 subscribers this week, I decided to give the other one away. So, we have Brian. If this is this you, Brian? Are you Brimmickbed, if I'm saying that correctly? If so, I'll be reaching out on Instagram probably right after the stream here. And then I will also reach out to Son of Haven with the second code. So thank you again for that, Greg. That was really nice of you.
Yeah, let me. I don't know where my phone went. I'll try to remember to do it as soon as we finish here.
No rush. So, I mean, we've been at this for almost an hour and a half now. This was a lot of fun. I think we should do this again sometime. Maybe we pick another franchise.
Yeah. Whenever you get around to Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's probably the next really big one that I gotta watch, because that's another franchise that I have not really seen many. Like, obviously, I've seen the original, I've seen the remake, and bits and pieces here and there. But I do have the other. I have some of them. I have the original. I don't even know if I have the original. But I have the remake, all the Arrow releases, the remake, Jason X, Jason Goes to Hell. I have those.
Yeah. I have the that Shout
you got
Factory one set,
which is now
a great set.
It's out of print.
Yeah. So if you need any to watch, let me know. Or
I'll let you know when I'm ready to.
I haven't heard anything about them doing the whole franchise in 4K. They've done one. They've done what Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X,
and part.
And
one
part
of them is
two.
One of them is part of the Paramount Scares. I think it was part 2, right?
Yeah, which is interesting that they would upgrade to 4K for like a package like that, not release it as.
Someone I was watching. He did a live show last night. This guy John Doe Juggalo, and he was making his own Paramount Scares Box 3 because they haven't announced one, and he was saying that I guess some of the ones from the first 2 are getting individual releases. So I wonder if that one will get an individual release at some point.
Yeah, I mean
the rights are all over the place, though, right?
Yeah, and that Shout Factory set, they I believe are all rescans. They're not, the release isn't 4K, but I believe they're all 2K scans and then put on Blu-ray. So they look way better than the old Blu-ray set I had.
Yeah. I do wish. I think that there was at one point it was still up before it went out of print. It was down to like $80 on Shout's website, and I don't know. I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
So I did see people were saying that some Walmarts were getting them too. So I don't know how that was the case. If they were just, I don't know how they would have gotten it from Shout. I mean, Walmart does sell Scream Factory stuff, so
yeah, I never see much there.
I see a lot of the steelbooks usually. It's not so much the slipcover releases, but they do sell the steelbooks. Because I picked up Ace Ventura was one of the ones that I got, which I hate that steelbook, but I'm a steelbook nerd, so Yeah, there's been a few that I picked up at Walmart, but I don't think it's slipcovers or standard release. I think it's all steelbooks that they usually carry. But now who knows what's
Um,
going on with them because they're merging with another company, and I think I heard maybe Groove might be starting to sell some of their stuff. So we'll see what
well, we'll
happens.
see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
but
that franchise. When you get around to it, will
yeah, we could
let me
definitely
know
do a
because
ranking for that.
that one's another one I have a lot of love and nostalgia for.
Yeah, and I guess I'd have to watch Freddy versus Jason again. Give me the
Yeah, technically it's part of it. And
yeah.
did you ever end up watching that scene from
I
Jason Goes
did.
to Hell? Yeah,
Yeah, you sent it to me on YouTube. Yeah, I
yeah,
watched. I watched it right before I watched Freddy vs. Jason.
yeah. So I mean, it's not really a continuation,
Yeah,
but it
it's just. I'm gonna get going. Thank you for hanging out in the chat tonight, Dave. I appreciate that.
yeah. Thanks,
Corey,
Dave.
what's up, Corey? How are you today? We're just about wrapping up here. We did do our full ranking. I did my giveaway. This was a lot of fun. And then Dave saying hi to Corey. But yeah, I guess that's it. We can kind of wrap this up. I am Brian, B Dubs Movie Hub. You guys are here. You know me. This is my buddy Greg. I appreciate you hanging out for your very first ever YouTube live.
Yeah, no, thank you. Hope everybody here had a good time. I'm not a cool YouTuber like Brian, so I don't have a channel to go tell you to follow. But maybe I'll see you all on another live stream down
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah. Real quick, Jeff just stopped in. I just mentioned you, Jeff. I was just talking about you. We're talking about your Paramount Scares Volume 3 set that you're trying to put together. But thank you for popping in here at the end. We are wrapping up here, so I hope everybody has a fantastic night.
Yep.
I'm going to end the stream.
Thank you, Brian. I'll see you.
There.